Did any of the council representatives mention to you about, the risks of doing it through an informal contract at that point? Did they say there would be any issues with doing it through the way that they initially asked?
I don't know why they would.
You came down in the March. I take it you didn't have an appointment when you came down in the March?
No.
So this was a meeting that you had with Mike, Catriona Caves and Lindsay McRoberts?
Yeah.
How did that meeting come about?
Well, that meeting come about because either my marriage was going to fail, or I was going to get evicted, or I was going to shoot myself, basically. That's where I was at that time.
Yeah.
In my head. And so, well, I didn't think this or that.
Because you still went...
Yeah, it got to the point where I had no other choice to go, really. So I thought, if I'm not getting paid, then I'm going to cause trouble. I'm going to bring this tape out and I'm going to out Mike and I want my money back. I was going through a tough time. I still am, to be honest.
Yeah. So you had a meeting with Mike, Catriona and Lindsay. Were you still trying to get paid for the work?
They refused to see me first again.
Yeah.
So when first went in, I took a friend with me just so we could see where I'd gone. I'd signed in, he refused to see me, and then I just said, listen, in my head I was never leaving the council until I got some form paid. People on my back head, things going on at home, and I was just on the edge.
So you went and you were trying to obviously get the resolution through to get paid for the works that you've already done. Yeah. I mean, you had this tape. So then what happened to me?
Well, the first thing that happened when I went in is Mike basically looked at me. He shook me hand and he said, nice to see you. I hope you don't mind, but I've got Catriona and Lindsay McRoberts here just to take notes. This one of the solicitors who acts for the council, and she's whatever their title was. So I sat down with my mate and the first thing that I wanted to ask was, why have you blanked me for a year or so? Why have you blocked me? And why haven't you been? And at that point he said, well, I was advised by our solicitors not to be in touch with you. And at that point Catriona said, I didn't advise you not to speak to him. And they had a little argument between themselves. And she tried to make out that it was more not to get in touch with me if I was being aggressive. So when I first went in, the question was, why have you blanked me, Mike? What's up? You were all right talking to me at the start when you were getting all the work done. All of a sudden you don't want to talk no more. So at which point he just said, listen, just tell us what you've got on the tape. And then I said, listen, I'm here to prove that I've worked for the council and I'm not paying for the jobs I've done. I know for a fact something's gone on in the background. And at that point he just started to direct things towards mine a little bit. If you've got a tape that proves you worked at the council, that could help us basically get him pushed out, which indirectly, because he's the head of the council, would allow us to be able to help make you paying. So it got to the point where he said, just play the tape and let's listen to the tape. And we'll go from there. So at that point we put the tape on. I brought a Bluetooth speaker so everyone could hear it clearly. We listened to the whole tape. And throughout the tape, they were looking at each other, nodding. Yeah. Because Catriona mentioned, this is like gold dust. With this tape, we'll be able to remove Martin from his position for being whatever words they used. And in turn, it would open the way for me to be paid, because I was asking Mike throughout the meeting, and I did pause the tape a few times. I said, Mike, you've give contracts out. You must be able to make the payment. And he said loads of times, and even my friend who was in the meeting will be able to say, and he'll do a witness statement if I need, but I can't give contracts out. I can't make any kind of payments. And he turned to Catriona, Kai, and she'd go, no, Mike can't do nothing like that. He's got no authority to make any kind of contracts or decisions on anything like that. So it was like they were all putting it, like, we need this tape to get Martin gone. And once he's gone, then we're in a position to be able to do what we can do to help you get paid. And Mike, again, just he just kept saying, Dave, without that tape, we can't get rid of Martin. Yeah. And Martin is your issue because I remember saying, what's it got to do with anyone that? If the tape proves, even in the meeting when he heard it, his exact words, Mike, when he heard it with Catriona was, it guarantees us that you did work for the council.
Yeah.
It's obvious you work for the council. But what he said is, without that tape, if you put in for the invoices direct to the council, they'll get opposed by Martin.
Yeah.
Because he's still in power. Now, I can't do nothing about that, Mike said, because it'll be Martin's decision, and he's just going to blank you, and he probably won't even answer you again for another year. He said, but if we can get Martin out of the position, then that will facilitate us to be able to help you get your money back, what you owed. That was in a nutshell.
You were in this meeting with Mike, with Catriona Caves, with Lindsay McRoberts. He told you if you gave the tape over, you would get your payment. You gave the tape over. What, did you get any payment? Did you get any for the...
No, it just got shut down again. I had the proof of Catriona. She'd mentioned in the email that she'd had the meeting with me, Mike and that, if we get the tape. And then I got Lindsay McRoberts, when I went to council again, to admit on a tape that she was in the meeting. Yeah. So the plan then was to send all the documents to every single councillor so that they would make a decision, maybe out them and get them suspended. So then a second option might add another bite at cherry to get paid. But that's a different story. I've got messages of particular councillors. Catriona will defend Mike for whatever, and there's definitely something going on, and whatever you say, we're terrified for our jobs, but you need to get them both out. And you need to do that by proving that they've been holding illegal meetings, and that was the way forward.
Give me this, so specialist time call here. Just call 101 and ask them if you have some investigations to do. Ask people all the investigations to do with everything you're talking about. Or something.
So you have already gone, so you should have the plan number.
No, it's our lawyers. It's with our lawyers that have got a direct contact. It's there, Dave, I'm not lying to you, right? That's who you need to speak to. So if you phone 101, I've just spoken to, they won't give you a direct phone number for the police.
Well,
so 101 and ask them if you have...
When I was in the meeting with yourself and Mike and Catriona, you said it had gone to the police. Catriona then phoned and then emailed saying stay away. I know what's going on. I know it's a cover up because there's loads of people.
It's a cover up. We're not covering. No. Everything is with
Listen, Lindsay, I haven't pointed the finger at you, so I don't know why you're going.
There's no involvement for us anymore. It's all with the police. Everything. Every file, everything.
Are you basically saying that you're going to... As a councillor, you're saying you're disregarding any responsibility for what's gone on with Mike, even though he's under investigation for doing exactly what he said he never in the meeting with yourself.
I'm not discussing what I'm saying to you is...
No, you're a deputy councillor, Lindsay. Come on, you're a deputy. So you were in the meeting when he said, I've never been able to give contracts out or do anything. Do you want to sit and go through all this from day one? All the evidence?
Dave, I'm not interested. It's with
You're not interested in where your public money went? No. So you've got no duty of care?
I have no jurisdiction over this because the police are involved.
Therefore,
it's a fraud investigation. The fraud and corruption.
Time number?
You can phone them, they'll give you that information.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
So you're saying now you're not interested in anything that's gone on, any fraud or corruption. Mike.
I'm interested enough that it's all going to the police.
No, but you knew what went on in that meeting, didn't you? You knew he said in that meeting.
What you believe in it happened in that meeting, I believe is completely different. That was not the conversation we had at that time. You were very clear.
You were very clear. You were in that meeting and you heard both of them, Catriona and Mike, saying that it's nothing to do with him. Even when Mike turned around and said, Catriona told me not to get in touch with you, she said, I never. And she backed out. She said, I never said that. I said, if he was getting frustrated, then don't answer to him.
I don't know who you're listening to or what has
I'm
changed.
just asking a simple
right?
question.
What has happened in terms of the council is the police, a referral has been made to the police and they have all the information.
So that you could get rid of your duty of care. You're not interested.
That is my duty of care. My duty of care is passing when I suspect there's corruption or fraud. That is my duty. It's the police to decide. That's not the police to
No, Mike, why can't you just give a straight answer?
That's the answer. It's for the police to decide.
You believe there's corruption and fraud as well?
Police to decide.
Why is he on leave then because of the corruption and giving all the stuff?
Nobody's mentioned anything about giving anything out.
He does. There's a little tape out there.
The tape's not related to anything to do with him.
No.
Or the situation you were involved in, or Regency. Nothing to do with him.
Nothing to do with me. We're in the meeting in the meeting with yourself.
In terms of Mike, has nothing to do with that.
No, but in the meeting with you, Mike clearly said, Dave, I don't know why you're asking me for anything. I was nothing to do with it. I've got all the messages where he's on the phone with other people, where he ends up giving up and saying, listen, I did give St. Ninians out because he had nowhere to go. In the meeting, he denied all that, and you were in that meeting.
I don't know. That's not my recollection. But listen, Dave,
you were in that meeting. Answer the simple question for me, Lindsay, and I'll go. In the meeting, were you there?
I was in the meeting.
Yeah, and you heard Mike say, did you hear Mike say yes or no? I am not allowed to give awards out, and I didn't give anything, and I did nothing, knew nothing about St. Ninians or anything what's going on. I'm sorry. Is that what he said?
That's not my recollection of the meeting.
So what's your recollection then? Would you take a lie detector? Would you take a lie detector on that?
I don't need to take a lie detector.
I'm asking you a simple question, yes or no?
Let's let the
yes or no?
decide.
Yes or no?
I'm
asking you yes or no. I see you backing up again. No problem. You see what happens.